Hello and welcome everyone to the MTG Paper Legacy Discord's April League playoffs. I am PresBTW, joined here by Beyond Sadistic. How's it going today?
It's going amazing, Prez. I am really excited, and I'm really excited to have all of you guys with us here for this quarterfinals match in our league finals here today. This is going to be a pretty epic matchup. One of those matchups that's pretty timeless, I would actually say. What do you think about that, Prez?
I think that sounds quite reasonable. So we got Astrid on the left here. She's going to be piloting Burn, and then Elfwine is on the right here with Elves.
Right.
So both of these players had to win a round of 16 in order to make it into the quarterfinals here.
Right.
So Elfwine, I believe, is already taken down. Oh, I can't remember what Elfwine played against there. But Astrid had to play a Burn Mirror in order to get here.
Yes. Yeah. And
which was phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely. And this is just like an epic start from Elfwine to an opening. Once Upon a Time grabs a Guy's Cradle, a Wooded Foothills crack into a forest, 0 mana, Green Sun to get a Dryad Arbor, literally like out of the gates. Let's rock and roll.
Exactly, yeah. Very fast start there. And then we also see Astrid starting off with a really fast one, just basic mountain into a Swift Spear, and then gonna come flying in.
Yeah, definitely. Burn doing what Burn wants to do as fast as possible. And this is where this is going to boil down to it. Is Astrid fast enough to stop Elves from comboing?
Exactly. Of note, Astrid does have one card that's an absolute slam dunk for this matchup, which is Eidolon of the Great Revel.
Yes. That is one
card. Yeah. That card's going to be real hard.
Elfwine will immediately burn themselves out by trying to combo with that.
Yeah. Specifically speaking, Elfwine can still very easily win through an Eidolon of the Great Revel if they are on the natural order draw. If they are on the Glimpse of Nature draw, a Eidolon of the Great Revel will kill them.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely agree. Looks like Elfwine's going to get in, take this opportunity. I don't need to spend the mana right now. I'm just going to attack you with Dryad Arbor and get some damage in right now.
I think that sounds fine. Especially given that Dryad Arbor, well, I guess now with the Heritage Druid coming down, that Dryad Arbor is probably not long for this world.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
Burn has so many ways to kill anything, including players.
Yeah, definitely. And that's just
Chain Lightning. Everything points to set a creature.
Everything in Burn's repertoire is designed to do nothing but kill.
Exactly.
And it's as cheap and efficiently as possible. And speaking of cheap and efficient, Burn right now is a premium deck at a steal of a price, to be totally honest. If you want to get into Legacy, this is probably the cheapest way that I can think of to actually get in and have a pretty competitive deck. Burn sitting at like $200 maximum. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
That's with no fetch lands, of course.
Yes.
But if you have the fetch lands from other formats, then that's not a cost you need to invest in anyway.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
For how cheap this deck is, it's so good.
Yeah.
You will be able to get so many people all the time, and that's just it, is that, no one respects Burn. It's a cheap budget deck, they all call it. No one plays around it, and then someone shows up to a tournament with Burn and spikes it down because no one gave it the time of day.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just it. There's very little sideboard hate that people play for Burn. It amazes me. You can pull out a Burn deck. A lot of Legacy players have Burn decks just in the back, on their back shelf that's been together for years. And honestly, the deck is pretty much the same that it's been for quite a long time. It hasn't gotten a whole lot of tools in the last 2 years, really, that have done a whole lot of worth of changing. And what those tools are that it's gotten, some people don't even play. They've given them a shot and just decided it's not really worth it. I'd rather just have 20 mountains. I'd rather just bolt and chain lightning you in the face and hit you with a Swift Spear. So
exactly. Of note, though, back to the game here. Astrid actually opted out on a huge chunk of damage there by sending 6 damage towards the creatures instead of towards Elfwine's face. That said, though, completely clearing the board like that, you can tell with how long that turn deciding to Green Sun Zenith there took. it's definitely thrown a wrench into Elfline's plans for sure.
Yeah. And that's just it. With burn, a lot of players are just taught face, 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 face. But sometimes, especially if you've got a Heritage Druid and a Quarian Ranger in play, you really need to take a turn off and use some of those weapons to actually remove those creatures, because they're very, very fast at enabling, especially with the Elvish Visionary coming down here. That very easily could have steamrolled into a win right there on this turn.
Yeah. Astrid looks like she was fanning the hand a little bit there. I can see a price of progress.
Yeah.
And we'll see how this goes. Bolt.
Yeah, bolt.
So this one's going to go to face after no blocks.
Yep.
So 5 damage coming across total.
Yep.
Or 3 from the bolt, 2 from the Swift Spear, I should say.
Right. Especially keeping that price of progress in hand is really good. Known information that Elfwine has a Gaia's Cradle in hand. So that's just another extra 2 points of damage that Astrid is going to be able to utilize when she needs it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
A plus, Dryad Arbor. That doesn't leave Elfwine a whole lot of space.
Mm-hmm. Of note here too, though, Astrid needs to be very careful, because if Astrid tries to kill this Dryad Arbor, it's actually going to make the price of progress do less damage.
Exactly what I'm saying. If Elfwine does drop the Gaia's Cradle, that price of progress is going to be worth 6 damage. Plus, it's going to be worth a prowess trigger. That very well could be lethal next turn, which is
absolutely
that's exactly how burn is. Just out of nowhere, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Fire Blast is a heck of a drug, Prez.
Of note, too, 6 for anyone who's unfamiliar with Legacy, Price of Progress, whew, that's a card. I remember one time I was playing Lands versus Burn, and I was, please don't top deck a Price of Progress. Please don't top deck a Price of Progress. That 2-mana spell will do 28 damage to me if you get a Price of Progress.
That's just it. So many Legacy mana bases are so greedy that, I mean, not even greedy, but the utility lands that we play in some of our decks, each one of those, that's 2 damage that you're going to soak up right
absolutely
there. Yeah. Elfwine just really in the tank here.
Absolutely, yeah. This has been, quite a while to just sit here not making a decision.
Yeah. And these players have really gone through a lot to get to this point. These guys have gone through league pools, plus this is a quarterfinal match. They've already both played a match in playoffs, and what their goal is ultimately to get to the end and to take down the entire league, which puts them maybe in a really good position for our invitational. Every one of these matches is worth an invitational point. So.
Mm-hmm. And of note too, this league was massive. Each league pool was 7 players, meaning that they had to win 6 matches, or as much as they could of 6 matches, in order to get up to this point. Ooh.
Wow.
Are we just gonna natural order right now? Ooh.
Yeah, you can't really.
This is aggressive.
Can't really price a progress right now, because that Dryad Arbor's already gone.
Yeah. Of note, still getting it in for 2.
Yeah, yep. Maybe a little bit quick to pull the trigger on that one.
Yeah, I think I'd probably wait.
Because there's still a land drop yet for this turn also.
Yeah. Can I also just say how good Richard Kane Ferguson's signature looks? Oh my god.
I agree.
Crater Hoof!
That's just it.
This is pretty desperate, if you ask me.
Yeah, I actually agree with this. Although Craterhoof's a pretty darn good blocker against a Swift Spear.
It is pretty good. However, missing out on 7 damage here is a lot.
Yeah. But I guess if you're in a position where you really can't... Astrid's got so much life. If you played the Cradle first and actually tapped your mana with the Cradle, it puts you down further with a price of progress if it's in hand. And the Craterhoof, I don't think it's still not lethal. So
no, and that's just it. This is at most an attack for 10.
Yes, yeah,
at most. I actually like this attack here, just hitting with the Craterhoof for 7, and then leave the Visionary back to block. Because even after this turn, Craterhoof's still going to be a 5/5.
Yep, exactly. So there's going to be a Lava Spike.
You.
Or not.
Oh, maybe not.
Yep, Lava Spike.
5. Yeah, trigger prowess.
Attack. Block.
Block.
Yep. Okay.
Good call. Good call.
Yep. That's very,
Pass.
very clean. Very well done.
Yeah. If that last card in hand is a Fire Blast, very, very important that the block happen there.
Yep. There's a glimpse.
Glimpse.
So, if Elfwine is able to go off here, this deck does it run 2 Crater Hoofs?
Elfwine's deck has 2 copies of Crater Hoof, yeah.
Yes. So.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Nettle Sentinel into Birchlore Rangers? Ooh, we are going off.
Yes.
Ooh, right on the wire, too.
So if Elfwine is able to go into another natural order, this would be lethal.
Yeah. And 5 is an extremely precarious life total to be at against Burn.
Yeah. It's now or never, pretty much.
Yeah.
Almost every top deck in Burn is live kill you dead card.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I don't play Elves. This moment right here, if I'm at 5 life, my opponent's at 11, they're on Burn. The math that is going through Elfwine's head right now is got to be just crazy.
Yeah. I have played Elves in the past. Ooh, interesting.
Another glimpse. There's the Cradle.
3.
Reclamation
Sage.
Just
Trigger, draw 2.
Just for the draw 2.
Hail Mary.
Yes.
That was the last card in hand. 2. Let's see what we get here.
There's a hair. Oh, this is it.
Oh, if we can get one more Nettle Sentinel, we are going off.
There's a Query Ranger.
Oh, that'll do it too.
Yep.
That'll do it too. Bounce a forest, untap any other elf. Yeah, so flipping it upside down here to identify that the Return of Forest ability has been used for this turn.
Right. 3 green.
Yep.
And pass. Oh,
no, looks like Astrid's
just going to scoop it up. Good call.
Yeah.
Good call by Astrid.
I think that's fine. Yeah, just given how many cards Elfwine's going to draw there.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything really that Astrid would be able to do to get out of it, especially because that as soon as the second Nettle Sentinel comes down, Elfwine will be on functionally infinite mana.
Exactly. I agree with that. And let's go to sideboards really quick. Astrid on Burn, really simple 2 and 3 ofs in her sideboard. 2 Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Pyroblast, 3 Searing Blood, 3 Smash to Smithereens, 2 Ensnaring Bridge, and 2 Sulfuric Vortex.
I really like the Ensnaring Bridge and the Grafdigger's Cage.
Yeah. I don't see anything else there either.
Yeah, Ensnaring Bridge does nothing against the I'm going to slowly beat you to death with Elves plan, but it does everything against the I'm going to kill you in one turn with a Crater Hoof.
Right. And in combination with Grafdigger's Cage, you're actually shutting off that from 2 separate angles because you can no longer Natural Order or Green Sun Zenith. So that completely shuts that off with Grafdigger's Cage too. I agree with
Hilariously, it also stops you from fetching Dryad Arbor.
That is true too. That is true. A lot of people don't actually remember that, but that is 100% accurate.
Yeah. I could also see bringing in Searing Blood, given that it does 2 damage to any creature. And then when that creature dies this turn, you make it deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. Just a good burn spell, especially given that
all the creatures are small.
Almost everything in Elfwine's deck is an X1.
Yeah.
So everything will die. So you're always dealing 3 damage on top of killing a creature.
Yep, I agree with that too. That's another consideration as well. But what do you take out for that? What are your dead cards in Burn?
In this particular matchup here, I could see Price of Progress not being the best.
Yeah. A lot of basics.
However, I think the potential gains from it are huge. Honestly, I'd cut Exquisite Firecraft at 3 mana. You don't have to worry about counter spells. And the other thing too is that if you are bringing in Searing Blood, it's still going to do the damage to the opponent's face on top of killing a creature.
Yep, I agree with that. That's a really good consideration. Yeah, Exquisite Firecraft is the weakest of those. I could see possibly trimming. Yeah, I was going to say maybe a couple Goblin Guides, but honestly, Goblin Guide you really want here because it's bigger than most of the elves as it is. So.
Yeah, for sure. Just quickly going through Elfline sideboard here, we got 4 copies of Thoughtseize, 2 Abrupt Decay, 2 Assassin's Trophy, 1 Collector Oof, 4 Leyline of the Void, 1 Archon of Valor's Reach, and 1 copy of Progenitus. I kind of like the Abrupt Decays and the Archon of Valor's Reach, and not much else, honestly.
Yeah, Thoughtseize is literally your opponent's best card in your deck.
Yeah.
If when you're up against Burn, 100% agree. Abrupt Decay allows you to deal with 1, an Ensnaring Bridge, or 2, like an Eidolon of the Great Rebel, which just hit the battlefield.
Yeah.
And Archon of Valor's Reach.
This is the worst card for Elfline right now.
Yeah. Archon of Valor's Reach, literally I'll just name instant and good luck.
Yeah. Exactly. It's pretty rough for there. As far as what you cut, I'm not entirely sure. I could actually see cutting some amount of Shepherds because there's no counter magic in here.
I can see that too.
And the other thing too is you need to go. You need to just go wide and go fast.
Yep. Especially if your opponent, they're going to bring in Ensnaring Bridges. All of these.
Yeah.
These deck lists were open deck lists.
Yeah.
So they all knew what they had. I could see cutting your one of once upon a time for a slot. I mean.
Yeah.
One thing to remember too is if your opponent has Grafdigger's Cages, I don't think I cut Crater Hoofs. But LSO Shepherds make a faux Crater Hoof also in a pinch if need be.
Yeah. I wouldn't cut all of the Shepherds by any means, but it's something you could cut.
Yeah.
But getting back to the game here, Astrid with a blistering start. Turn 1 Lava Spike, into turn 2 Eidolon of the Great Revel, into turn 3 Chain Lightning, Lava Spike.
Right.
Holy cow.
Yeah, just totally getting busy. Elfline literally just took themselves down to 3 by taking out that Eidolon.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a lot of damage by turn 3.
Absolutely. And of note too, let's see here. We got 4 Chain Lightning, 4 Lava Spike, 4 Lightning Bolt, 2 Price of Progress right now, Exquisite Firecraft, Rift Bolt, and Fire Blast. So we got 28 cards that are live to just kill Elfline right now.
Yeah. And could be very well in Astrid's hand, one of those right now.
Yes. The mystery card in hand.
Yeah.
28's almost 50% of your deck.
Right, exactly. Which, honestly, I don't think it's a burn spell. Otherwise, I think Astrid would have just flipped it at this point.
Yeah. Oh, if that was... Well, we know for sure it's not a Fire Blast, because Astrid would have killed Elfline already.
Yep.
So it's definitely one that requires mana.
Right.
Now, that being said, Astrid is also at 14 from that Eidolon.
True.
And I have heard people say Eidolon is a bad card in burn because that it burns yourself. But you don't care, because that you're paying 2 life to do 3 damage to them, and then they're paying 2 life to probably not do 2 damage back to you.
Or at least to try and answer your... So you're up damage there, 2 to 5.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Elfline really, really deep in the tank here. To just do... Now it's do or die right now. Elfline has basically the combo right here.
Yeah, and... I can understand the reluctance to make a move right now, given the state that Elfline is in. Because there are so many cards that just kill you dead.
Right. So
asking to see the graveyard. Yeah, so we know there's still 4 copies of Rift Bolt, 4 copies of Lightning Bolt, 4 copies Price of Progress, 4 copies Fire Blast.
Yeah.
There is a lot of death.
Although a Rift Bolt won't actually do it.
A Rift Bolt would actually, because you can just pay 3 mana for it.
That's true. You can just hardcast a Rift Bolt.
Yeah.
That's that alternative cost that has been paid once in MTG's history.
Yeah, just like the alt cost Force of Will, pay 5 mana.
Right. To be honest, I've seen more hardcast Force of Will than I have hardcast Rift Bolts.
That's true. Me as well.
Yeah.
As a huge practitioner of hardcast Force of Will myself.
Yeah. Man, Elfline just literally, the gears have got to be. There's got to be smoke. It's.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. But honestly, too, at the same time, if you're on the verge of scooping, or if that can't be the decision. The decision's got to be what is my sequencing to really make this happen now, not can I make this happen now. Otherwise, Elfwine,
Yeah.
I think, would have scooped already. Just
Yeah.
this is it. This is a big moment.
We saw mana come in.
There's a
okay,
Shepherd.
Allosaurus Shepherd. Cradle.
Yep.
Okay, so Price of Progress is extremely lethal.
Yep. So there's 3, 4.
4.
Natural order.
Okay. Is this a Progenitus?
That would, if it is.
That would be hilarious.
That would be Archon of Elves.
Oh! I forgot all about this. Okay,
And
so
then passes.
what did Astrid name? Or what did Elfwine name?
I'm assuming it's instant.
I would say instant, given the fact that Chain Lightning and Lava Spike are both sorceries, and
Correct.
4 of them are already gone.
Correct. I would too. That's exactly why that makes it is instant.
Yeah. Exquisite Firecraft, Lava Spike, Chain Lightning, and Rift Bolt are our sorcery. Fire Blast, Lava Spike, and Price of Progress are instants.
And
Lightning Bolt, sorry.
And as you can see, Astrid does not either has a sorcery in hand or is a land.
Yeah.
That was an amazing sequence there. Very, very smart to go get that.
I keep on forgetting about how good this card is.
Archon of Elves.
Also of note, with being flying, vigilance, and trample,
that's every
this
turn.
Creature can attack without fear.
Yep. And there's nothing big enough to take it down on Astrid's side.
No.
Yeah.
No, yeah, this creature is a 5/6.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Down to 2.
Wow.
Oof. So this is one single attack. Oh, gets another Dryad Arbor? Okay, we're all in on the dodge Price of Progress plan.
Yeah.
And
there's another natural
order
order
again. Oh
this
man,
is
this going to be a Crater Hoof?
This is going to be lethal.
Oh no. Let's see, that's 8, 16 plus 4. This is 20 damage.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Mountains.
lands.
Oh, there's a Fire Blast. Oh wow. Well, that was a fantastic showing. Mountain in hand. Yeah, Astrid wasn't going to get there, unfortunately. So
No.
Elfwine's going to take this one down in 2 fairly decisive games.
Yeah.
Both coming right down to the wire, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And that just goes to show, like I said, this is one of those matches that people consider to be a timeless match. Elves versus Burn, both very, very fast, both very, very explosive, and you get to see exactly how one can just beat down on the other one turn, and the next turn, the other one comes right back and is able to go over top.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for us today. This was, again, a semifinals match for our April League. Quarterfinals, my apologies. A quarterfinals match for our April Leagues. If you guys would like to be part of this, down below in the description will be links for you to join up to some of our other leagues, along with a link to the Discord. We also have our Tuesday night fight nights and our Saturday weekly challenges, all which are streamed. And then we have Sunday bi-weekly Euro APAC events as well. So no matter what time zone you're in, we are always available to be your local meta pres. You got anything else to say?
No, other than make sure to swing by and play in one of the leagues yourself if you ever want to make it here. They are a ton of fun and a great way to get started playing on the Discord, so would highly recommend them.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I was Beyond Sadistic, and that is Prez, BOTW. We are always on the Discord and always available to Jam Legacy. We hope you have a great rest of your night.
Have a good one.